John King, USA, CNN, weeknights 7 Eastern.
Wolf, it was a riveting interview, and the rest of it can be seen online, I should point out. He was so frank with you. Yesterday, he seemed to be obfuscating such a different atmosphere. Would you take us inside the room? What was he like right before and right after your sit down?
He wanted to give his side of the story, and he did one interview with each of the networks, and it was basically one after another. Everybody had a little time to set up their own crews, their lights. We went in. We told him we were going to do it live, and he said, fine. Originally, it was supposed to be 5 or 6 minutes. We went closer to 20 minutes. He didn't complain at all. He wanted to get his story out. We asked him all the tough questions. Not easy, as you know, Jessica, for a reporter to ask those kinds of questions. But, you know, he's a congressman that comes with the territory, and he answered the questions, left some of the answers vague, I should say, but he did the best he could.
But he really did reveal more to you and answered more directly than he had in the past.
He denied flatly that he sent that lewd photo to that woman in Washington State.
The most compelling part of the interview to me was when he spoke about a woman, his wife, Huma, whom both you and I know and respect. It seemed to strike a nerve.
Look, they've been married for less than a year, as he himself pointed out, and all of us who know Huma, she's a wonderful woman. She's been working for Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for a long time, worked for her earlier up on the Hill, certainly in the Clinton campaign. And it must be so hard for her to read these stories. You read the New York Post, the New York Daily News, you read some of these stories, and it must be awful for her. So my heart goes out to her. And clearly, it struck a nerve when I said, who are you trying to protect? And he said, I'm trying to protect my wife.
Instantly, I was surprised. I didn't expect that. And you forget these are public people, but private people, too.
And especially if you know his wife, as we know her,
Lovely.
And we've known her for many years, our heart goes out to her.
Yeah. On social media, you have almost 500,000 followers on Twitter, which dwarfs, I think he has about, 53,000. Do you think this will be a turning point for how public officials use social media?
I think that it better be. I think that a lot, and he was very active. I followed him on Twitter, at Rep Weiner, and, he was sending out all sorts of tweets, nothing, risque or provocative or anything like that, but just telling us what he was doing, going to hockey games or whatever. And, you tweet, I tweet, we all tweet, but, when I send out a tweet to my 450,000 or almost 500,000 followers, a lot of them think I'm directly sending something to them, and they establish a little personal relationship with me, and then they'll send me back replies. Some of them, I noticed you were wearing that tie. I think that's a sort of...
And you write back sometimes.
Well, sometimes I do, but I try not to get into anything personal
you never
or anything like that. You don't want to, make people crazy or anything like that. So, but I try to use it as a way to tell my followers on Twitter what I'm doing, what they can expect to see behind the scenes in the Situation Room, who's going to be on the show, give them a little advance word on that. They seem to like it.
I know, but everybody's going to be a little more careful on social media. I think
members of Congress have to be really careful right now, especially in what they call the direct, replies, the direct messages to some of their followers.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Great interview.
Thank you.